breakfast and shakes. It's a mail call. We're bringing you royal mail.
Royal mail, although unfortunately I can't do the Yorkshire accent.
Yorkshire.
This is from Yorkshire, from our dear friend.
From me friend.
From my friend. From my dear friend in Yorkshire.
I can't do it.
Horatio, otherwise known as someone who may not want to be known. I don't know. He's done a cooking video, and if he gives us our permission, we will show a clip of it. Because I want you to hear his accent.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Okay, you're struggling here.
I know. I didn't want to break it.
All right. I don't want to break it either. I'm going to use my knife.
She's been playing with the switchblade. It's been concerning.
Not everybody gets their own switchblade as a gift from your viewers.
Don't break it.
I'm not gonna break it.
You break it, bye. It smells. It smells.
Oh my! Oh my gosh! Hang on, wait a minute. It's candy bars.
How fun!
Oh my gosh!
Is it Easter candy?
What in the world? These are like candies that we don't have.
How cool!
Cadbury. Oh my gosh. This is, wow, these are not candy bars that we have here.
Did you look it up?
Made by the same companies though. Like,
we do not have this.
oh my gosh.
We don't have this. I knew I smelled chocolate. We don't have this.
This is absolutely fantastic. So fun! Okay, there's a card. Popular saying number 38. Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Wait. Batman. Batman.
Why don't we dress like, I don't really want to be Batman though.
Superman.
Hey, yep. Oh, his accent is so good. It's so fantastic. I wish I could, I've been working on it. Greetings once again. I can't try.
Just do a British accent.
Greetings once again from the now sunny hills of West Yorkshire. I was wondering what the most appropriate gift for Easter would be, and once again found inspiration from true great... Bill Hicks? Horatio.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Ha! Sorry. Just tell us what it says. Nothing tells the story of Jesus better than a shed load of chocolate.
Tuck in,
well,
enjoy,
there
and
you have it.
Love Horatio.
Nothing still tells the story of Jesus better than a bunch of chocolate, which is what we do here in America as well. So that's what you do.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Horatio. This is fun.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now hang on a minute. Wait a minute.
Curly whirlies.
Look, we're back. We just did a fast wardrobe change. Okay, so last night we were in the middle of opening up this stuff and we decided to cut it off because I couldn't find this video that Horatio had sent to us that I wanted to show you guys, and I wanted to try this again. So you probably just heard me read this card.
No, we'll just cut it out.
Okay,
just start it.
You didn't hear me. I'm gonna just do it like I read it for the first time. I owe it to the UK viewers and Horatio.
There's more of
there's an R rolling in here, and then we're going to show Horatio how he actually speaks, and you're going to hear how bad my impersonation is. But I'm going to try. Okay. Popular saying number 38. Dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Hey, up. Greetings once again from the now summery hills of West Yorkshire. I was wondering what the most appropriate gift for Easter would be, and once again found inspiration from the great Bill Hicks. Nothing tells the story of Jesus better than a side load of chocolate. Tuck in, enjoy, and have a cuppa. Love, Horatio.
Yay! That was quite good.
It was awful.
No, that was good.
Now play him. Turn the music and play what Horatio actually sounds like. So he was trying to give us videos for what a Yorkshire accent would have, and he took me to his spice cabinet, and I said, mint, who the heck uses mint? And this was his response.
As you can tell, I've just been out of the shower because I'm even warmer than I was before, and I've got fluffy hair.
I like your fluffy hair.
Horatio gave us the hat.
So
the hat, the flat cap.
Let's talk
Where
about
is it?
mint.
Mint.
Mint usually goes in at the end of your dish just to give it a couple more notches in the high notes, and you usually put
And
it
he's a
in
chef.
with the
He's
coriander.
a cooking show.
Now it's easy to overdo it, so a lot of people leave it out.
L.
If you just put half a teaspoon in,
Half a
then
teaspoon.
you're going to be fine.
Fine.
Usually goes with lamb mince, anything with green chilies. Lots of Thai dishes have mint in at the end, and a lot of Indian dishes as well. So
use mint, but use it sparingly.
See you later.
I may have tried that 1 or 2 times.
You use mint, but use it sparingly. I love it.
Actually, after we finished yesterday, I realized that we need to just go one by one. For those of you that can't see these chocolates, Whisper. No idea what that is, but it looks delicious.
Dairy milk.
That's pretty good. Picnic. Toffee crisp.
The Bounty.
Double decker.
Oh, good. Chocolate orange. Orange.
Curly whirly.
Crunchy.
Okay, ready? Fudge. Turkish.
Well, Turkish delight. No, close. No, you know. Now you take your turn. Turkish. We have Twix here.
Turkish delight.
This is awesome, but I think it
Twix.
probably has less bad stuff in it.
Daddy milk buttons.
Very good. Pronouncing it was more fun than
the Yorkshire, which there's a lot of missing R's and missing H's, but then there's rolling R's.
This is my sister.
No, that sounds Irish.
Sorry, but it's very that Yorkshire accent is very Scottish.
It sounds Scottish. Now I told Horatio today when I was reading it that it was coming out sounding Australian because I couldn't figure out how to say now. Now, because it came now.
That's really funny.
Okay, all right. So yes, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. It's the Batman. All right, so that wraps up our bit on the chocolate, and if I don't move these aside, I'm going to just eat them all right now.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
And I love your video. I love your hat. I should have the flat cap on while we're doing this.
You should have.
Where is it?
It's hanging up.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to, while Leah's doing that, skip over to our next thing. This actually came yesterday, since we're on the UK train. This is the more Royal Mail here. So, there you go. This actually, like I said, it just came yesterday, so I have no idea what this is or who it came from. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
It's like all connected. So we said send us comments and questions. It looks like we're going to be reading for a while. Let me see.
This looks like a Kansas thing. He prints out things like this, like whole books. He's got a little printing press. Oh my goodness.
It says, veteran in Coleman, was Britain taken into the EU illegally? Yeah, I guess I would agree with that.
You went to a lot of effort to put this together. Wow.
Niagara fraud. It was deceptive.
All right, to Leah and Michelle. Wow, this is extensive and fantastic. Angela Verdon, we know you. You comment a lot. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. So she has sent, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, a letter that she wants us to send to President Trump. So we are going to make that happen. Absolutely. There's 2 different letters here. This one's on top, so we'll read it first. Dear Leah and Michelle, I'm writing to ask you for your help. I've watched a good number of your videos and I'm so impressed by the way you talk about issues and read a lot of reports. Reading's not my strong point anyway. I'm asking you to do a video about Britain not legally being a member of the EU, as you will understand when you've read this information I've sent you. The British people are so in the dark and naive, it's infuriating. I've tried telling people, but they either laugh at me, walk away, or don't even listen, or just say to me, well, there's nothing you can do about it. There are things that can be done if enough people know about it, but it's hard, so hard getting it through their thick heads what's happening right under their noses. So I was hoping if you did a video about it, they'd listen to you. There's a guy called David Noakes. He's researched this whole business of Britain's illegal membership of the EU. I've written a list of all of his videos about it, and he did a 2-hour interview on Edge Media. It's broken up into 11 small videos, but it's all there. If you could watch it and any of his other interviews, just to get the full picture about it all, I would be so grateful. I mean to say, this is how
daft.
Daft the British are. Take the Irish Lisbon Treaty referendum of 2008. The Irish went into the EU of their own choosing. Britain didn't. Edward Heath took us in illegally, but when it came to a decision about the Lisbon Treaty, the Irish had a referendum on it. We didn't get that choice. Gordon Brown signed it. Sorry, I'm coughing. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah. Without giving Britain a referendum. That speaks volumes. The British people didn't get a say about our Lisbon Treaty, which is illegal. The French and Dutch had referendums about the Lisbon Treaty in 2005 when they entered the EU willingly as well. Plus, she's... Oh.
No, just flip it over.
Whoa. There we go. All right. Not getting... No, that's not it. Okay. As well. Not getting Britain through. I think British people are just thick, no common sense whatsoever. They really need a bomb up their arses. As for Theresa May, she's a living Bilderberger. Just like all the previous prime ministers we've had, she's giving out all these great speeches. Brexit means Brexit, but she's not gonna do the job properly. Well, she hasn't so far anyway, because we don't even need Article 50. We'd be out in 14 hours if you just declared all the treaties null and void. No, she's buggering... This, I should read this in another accent. About for 2 years because the Bilderbergers are paid by the EU and they have their pensions tied up with the EU. She's protecting her own and her colleagues' money. Plus she's protecting John Mayer, Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, and Nick Clegg's and the Queen's arses, because I really like that because I like how you say arses. Yeah. Because they're all guilty of treason for signing our treaties over to the EU. Obviously, Edward Heath and Margaret Thatcher can't hang by the neck till dead for treason because they're already dead, but others can. Plus, she keeps banging on that she's gonna get the best deal for Britain. Bull honky. She's already got plans to let the EU keep off fishing waters. The EU have no right to our fishing waters because we're not legally a member.
That's right.
The injustice of it all makes my blood boil. With that in mind, you know full well there's loads of other things she's planning on letting the EU keep, plus she'll keep certain EU laws in our country as well. She won't put us back under the British Constitution laws and everything. That's another reason why she won't declare the treaties null and void, because everything would automatically go back under British Constitution if she did. Plus she's taking the urine out of Donald Trump.
What she means is the
chutzpah. Thank you.
We don't use that word, sorry.
You can. Okay. Because he wants to start a trade deal straight away, but she's unnecessarily keeping him dangling for 2 years. I hate her. I hate the whole lot of them in that Westminster Parliament. I wish Donald Trump could come here, throw the whole lot of them out, and take charge of running Britain himself. I reckon he could run 2 countries rather smoothly. He is half Scottish, so he could take charge of running Britain as well as America. They should be thrown out and hung by the neck till dead anyway, because they're still breaking the law by keeping Britain in for another 2 years. They're still lying to the British people, which they have no right to do. I wish I had a megaphone so powerful the whole country would hear me.
I do too.
I really can't stand lying criminals getting off scot-free. The thing is, America's riddled with Bilderbergers as well. All the presidents of the last 40 years have been just as corrupt as the British prime ministers have. That's why America's lost the manufacturing industry like Britain, because the EU can't take over with America and Britain strong together. 9/11 happening, that was an inside job. I bet Bush wasn't at the White House when that plane was supposed to crash into the White House, was on course to do so. As we know, it didn't go into the White House because the people on board sent it to crush elsewhere. But Bush was behind it happening. The same as the government were behind that terror attack that happened in London. Interesting that you sent this letter. You had no idea that we were going to put out a video just this morning about the web of lies. I am not convinced one way or another whether Bush was actually in on it happening, but I do know that he was in on a whole bunch of other stuff going on with Iraq and the tangle web of lies. So there definitely is.
We're not convinced that he wasn't involved. We're just saying one way or the other. We're kind of in the middle.
I'm leaning towards the other. I'm leaning towards... We are a conspiracy theory channel, just in case you didn't know. We don't cover just plain out facts. We try to research them, but you guys, when you're looking into these things, you have to be given the options
and to be allowed to go, wait a minute, could that have happened? So yes,
you have to look at probable cause and see what's, and probably Bush, as crazy and as wacky as he is, yes, he was in on it.
Right.
the same as the government were behind, and I know a lot of people might be offended like that. I voted for Bush, my first election ever. It's all planned by the Bilderbergers, with Rockefeller and all them crazy guys. They're pathetic, evil pile of horse manure. They don't even deserve to be called people. They make it look like they're the target when they're not at all. And notice the people who actually do these terror attacks all die. Yeah, that's so they can never give evidence on who really put them up to the job, which are the Bilderbergers. I've wised up a lot since I found out who these Bilderbergers are and what their purpose is. Of David Noakes' video of his interview, number 611 is the one where he talks about the American banks.
We will have to check that out.
I think David Noakes is right with the fact that Nigel Farage's speeches are great, but Nigel knows nothing's going to come of them. But I think Nigel Farage has got a bigger plan up his sleeve. Don't let this slip to the public, though. This is just between you and I.
Oops.
Public. I think Nigel knows full well Theresa May is a fake and she's not going to do right by the British people. Even if she does take us out of the EU, we're going to have a poop deal. Because she's already said Britain is going to continue to welcome refugees after Brexit. She has no right to do that under British constitutional laws. That's what I mean about she's still going to keep certain EU laws in this country illegally. I bet if you can find an old book on American laws, you'll find that your presidents had no right to force American citizens to live with all these Muslims that keep getting poured into America. And actually, you're very correct about that. Our founding fathers didn't know much about the Muslims until they were attacking our ships. They sat down with the Muslims. They said, "What are you doing?" They said, "Well, I'm sorry, it's in our holy book that we're supposed to wage jihad." And our founding fathers are like, "What is this?" So then
they read the Quran.
My video. Our founding fathers, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, they read the Quran. They wanted every American to read the Quran. They were shocked to find what was in that thing. And so they own copies of it. We've been to John Adams' home. Right. We've seen his copy of the Quran, and I wondered why it was there, and I've since found out why it was there, because he needed to know his enemy. They spent 5 years fighting the Barbarian Wars. Yes. I remember hearing that America did actually follow a lot of Oliver Cromwell's laws, and knowing all America's presidents have been Bilderbergers since John F. Kennedy. And the skulls and bones, you know. I think these Muslims are coming into America illegally. The Muslim people don't know it, but the government do. Well, the government do. I should really read it the way you wrote it. But anyway, going back to Nigel, I think, yes, he may have been going along with the EU because that's where his wages come from. Everyone's got to have a job to live. But I think he went along with UKIP so that everyone would know who he is. Think about it. He's very popular now. He had to become a household name as the stage 1 of his plan. Stage 2 is going to be the next general election. I reckon he's going to set up another party of his own that is going to be totally independent and free from the EU. In other words, not going to be corrupt with Bilderbergers. So because everyone now knows and loves him, they're going to want him as Prime Minister. So everyone will ditch voting for Conservatives, Labour and Liberal Democrats and vote for Nigel's new party. I would
you're right.
back and support that 100%. Once he's Prime Minister, he'll declare the treaties null and void, so Britain totally is back under British Constitution, which means we'll get our fishing waters back and no more Muslims in our country. We'll build our manufacturing industry and basically everything go back to how things used to be. Nigel's just playing along with the Bilderbergers at the moment simply because he can't do anything about it. But he will come the next general election. If you saw the Brexit movie, Nigel said at the end of it, "If the British people's wishes aren't respected, the establishment haven't seen anything yet." I think his plan is what Nigel meant by that comment. But don't tell the British people that, because if that is Nigel's plan, I don't want it to go wrong. Well, they're going to know about it now. We are reading your letter. By people blabbing about it. A Bilderberger gets wind of it and goes corrupts his new party. Now, I'm wondering how much of this is secret. Let me see. There's not very much left. We're going to read the whole thing. The Bilderberger gets wind of it and goes corrupt for his new party. If that is what he's planning, of course, this is just my prediction from reading between the lines. I don't know this as full proof, but whenever I've had gut feelings about things in the past, they've nearly always turned out to be right. Mind you, everything I've always said in the past is going to happen and has happened. They've always been bad things. This is the first time I've had a gut feeling about something good.
Aww.
So I hope I'm right. it would make a nice change for something good to happen. I'm like Albus Dumbledore. I'm like Dumbledore. Okay, there we go. We're going Harry Potter on me. I've always tried to see the good in everyone, but corrupt politicians, Nazis, and the Queen, and Prince Philip, sorry, there is no good in them, oh yeah, and plus all the corrupt Bilderbuggers in America as well, who are stopping Donald Trump doing what he wants to do. Anyway, if you could read through all of this stuff, and watch David Noakes' videos, and then make a video of your own to tell people, I would be really grateful. The British public needs to know not to vote Conservative, Labour, or Liberal Democrats in the next election because they are corrupt with Bilderbuggers. So they do not represent the native British people because they've had Britain illegally in the EU for the last 43 years. We have to get them out of Westminster. You'll find the Frankfurt School video of David Noakes very interesting, although he's talking about Britain, especially with the mindless TV shows and closing down of businesses. You'll notice exactly the same thing has happened in America. Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent. How many other countries have mindless TV like that? You'll get the picture when you hear David talk. There is something else I wanted to ask you, but I've run out of paper, so I'll write it on some other paper. You girls are really cool. Keep up the good work.
All right, so I'm not going to read this entire thing, but she goes into saying that she has written a letter to President Trump, and for some reason it keeps getting stuck in the mail office, and she is asking us to look into it and see what we can find out. She's also sent postage so that we can help to get that through. We're actually going to go ahead and we will definitely do that. I've decided we're going to do whatever we can to. She actually gave me the tracking number to see if I can help, because she's tried calling. Nobody will help her out. She's tried actually contacting radio and news stations and stuff like that. And she's saying that she's wasted time and money. So she said that she's also writing the fishing industries around the country. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to cover. She talks about some of our favorite videos that she has. It's hard to remember them all, but you girls do a very good job. And she lists a list of videos that we all need to see. And it doesn't have the extra question, or at least I'll have to address that maybe in the comments if I find it. But Angela, we're going to do everything that we can.
You know what I really liked about this letter is that obviously we would love for, hopefully someday soon, to be able to do some interviews, some Skyping with people, and to get their input on certain things. We haven't been able to set that up quite yet. But what I liked about reading her letter is I want your voices to be heard. And we definitely want to be an outlet for your voices and the things that matter to you to get out there. Obviously, that's why we created this channel, because there are a lot of things that, a lot of voices that aren't being heard on what you would call the right or the conservative. And the mainstream media is over here, and they have a conglomerate, and they kind of own the narrative. And then you have over here all of these small us type media who we question things, we ask things, we research things, and we don't take a 30-second clip from CNN and say, oh, well, that must be true, right? If something clicks in our head and says, wait a minute, I gotta research that. Fortunately, thank God, we do have the internet. We can research. Otherwise, you're at the Library of Congress and you're trying to really do these things like the Creature Jekyll Isle was written and everything like that. So anyways, this was great, and I'm really excited. And
thank you, Angela. We will read through that, and it's probably going to take us a little bit of time, only because we're a little bit out of our element. We don't want to present something that we're not totally in on, but we actually have several viewers that we stay in contact with. You know who you are, so if you want to message us links and different things that you have on this as well to help us get a better foundation, that would be fantastic.
Right. I see that, you know, obviously the EU was created very much like NATO and the United Nations, and what's even worse is that it was a really hijacking, as Nigel Farage has said, and I concede this wholeheartedly, is you were just supposed to have free movement and free trade. Suddenly, the oligarchs come in and they own you. They own every single person in this United Nations down to, or in this, European Union. They own everybody down to who can manufacture these and where they can sell them and when they can sell them. And what ingredients they have in them.
There's nothing free about it.
There's nothing in the European Union that isn't controlled.
Slavery.
It is very much savory.
All right, so Donald Busky, who he goes by Eric, who had sent the Grace Vanderwall, all of that stuff.
With the book on the church.
Exactly. He had told me that he had sent something else.
Oh my.
So I am very curious to find out what it is.
Surprises!
Yes, always with the surprises, and I'm terrible at opening these boxes.
But thanks to the flip knife.
Yes, thank you from Buzz.
We've been getting a lot of use out of this knife.
Right, so he actually tells me it's a one-of-a-kind.
Bubble wrap.
All right, Michelle, I wanted to send this gift in the first package, but this gift was way too important to just give away willy-nilly. You had to show yourself worthy of such an honor, and you have. Thank you. So congratulations. This will be the second best gift you will ever get. Eric, I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued.
Oh dear.
I'm scared. I'm like afraid. Like, what if it's something that I'm not worthy of? What if it's something that's so cool that I'm like, okay, no, I can't keep this. You're too awesome. I don't know. I kind of do feel like it's too much. The signature in this frame is Grace's own handwriting. If you pre-ordered her CD from Target, you would receive an extra booklet with her signature. Grace said she signed each and every one herself, and she had writer's cramp to prove it.
Oh, how sweet! Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh! I don't feel worthy of such a gift. And the frame is beautiful.
Where'd you find such a frame?
Oh my gosh! And she got writer's cramp to prove it. This sweet little thing. Eric, that is just too much. Look at that.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
We'll put it up there and I mean, to be honest, what it's actually going to remind me of is all of you.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
And the effect that you are all making and the lives that you are all touching.
Very good. Thank you very, very, very much, Eric. That is the sweetest thing.
We'll keep this up.
She is such a precious little gem.
Yes,
she is absolutely a gem.
We will keep this.
We actually don't have very many signatures, you know, autographs and stuff like that. So this will definitely be a first to add to our collection.
So thank you very much.
Yes,
Donald.
Thank you, Donald, Eric,
yes.
Donald.
Very cool.
Thank you, Horatio. And you know what, Angela? Thank you very much for all of that information. Like I said, we're going to delve into that very deeply. And going to make sure that we do everything that we can to get your letter to Donald Trump. I don't know that we have any more power than anybody else, but we are in the States, and I think that's going to free our hands up a little bit more than yours will. So we're going to give it our very best go. All right, thanks, Angela. Thank you all. Thanks for this mail call. We love you. God loves you. God bless. Keep coming back if you want to see more videos just like this, and keep sending us comments because we actually really enjoy being able to delve into what's going through your guys' minds.
Oh, I love your comments. I listen to them. I read them. I learn from them. We might not show the links, but I try to watch the links, try to go through them and glean, and we learn from them. Right. And then they help us with the next video. So keep them coming. And there was a lot of really good comments today on the 2 videos that we put up last night.
Great.
And just a lot of really good information because that was a short 10-minute clip on the 7 nations in 5 years, and a lot of you were like, yeah, that's great, and here is this, and this. So I encourage everybody to go back and read through the comments because there's a lot of really good information there.
I want to add one last thing. Like I have said in other videos, I am several days behind on going back and looking at comments because I try to go to the last ones and work my way forward. But if you need to get something to us right away, you have 2 options. Well, 3 actually. You can always send comments via mail. You have the address. It's in the description. But send us an email. massfaith33@gmail.com, MASFAITH33@gmail.com.
Resistance Chicks messages.
And Resistance Chicks messages on Facebook.
And Twitter messages.
And Twitter messages. Those are ways that you guys can get a hold of us at least within the day. We will get to them. We check those things several times a day. So that's how you can get a hold of us right away instead of just in the comments. All right, you guys. God bless.
Cold, all alone, no place for